So the Ashlands is finally here, and I've been playing around with the new build pieces, and I've built this little castle. I love the new stone pieces, they're amazing. Also, building in the Ashlands is quite a challenge, so let's talk about it. So I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. I'm going to be talking over my time-lapse, and I will be explaining some reasons why I did certain things, or things I discovered, or talk a little bit about the Ashlands themselves. So there might be some light spoilers here, so if you don't want that, please don't watch this video, because yeah. So to start off, I thought it was a cool idea to build next to the lava, because the lava was like it damaged stuff and it damaged enemies. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool to find like a little island and build on top of it. But what I soon discovered is the lava is attached to the terrain. So if you raise the terrain, the lava would also be raised. And what I've also noticed that if the lava hits your structures, it will actually damage it and eventually destroy it. Another thing I've noticed is that the lava tends to explode sometimes, and debris will fly in all directions. You can see it a little bit in the distance, and if it hits your building, it does a lot of damage. Later on, I figure out that you can place down the shield generator to prevent your building from being hit. But even with the shield generator, building this close to the lava is just very dangerous. You can't really protect your building that well. So yeah, I would not advise you to build this close to the lava. It's just going to be trouble. So let's talk about the new build pieces. I think they're really cool. For starters, I always wanted smaller stone pieces, and I mean thinner stone pieces. The issue with the big stone pieces is that you are very limited in the size you can build, and the bigger your builds get, it just gets chunky, which is kind of annoying. And these new build pieces, they add so much variety. They give you so much options to make smaller little details, pillars, little windows. You just have more options. For example, as you can see, I built these pillars here on the walls and in the middle of the room. And what I do is I put metal inside them to improve the structural stability from the build. Also, I made a custom window you can see on top there, and I'll make more of those custom windows a little later in the build. And I also really like that you have the option of going really thin with your pillars or really thick. So, like I said, you can really play around with the different sizes, and I think that's really cool. Another thing I think is really cool is that the new build pieces really easily clip into the walls. And because the walls are so much thinner, they tend to stick out on the other side, which gives a really nice effect. It actually gives detailing to your walls on one side and on the other, instead of making one side look really bland. The other thing I really like about the pillar pieces and stuff is they have really nice snapping positions. So you have a lot of options where to snap them together, and you can use the bigger pillars to make even bigger pillars if you snap them in the right way. So, which is really cool. What I also like is that because of the smaller little pillars we have, you can make little spikes on top of your builds, and I think it looks really, really nice and really cool. Here you can see it. I'm really testing out like what I can do with these pillars. Instead of just making the simple like fixed pillar, I'm trying to use different shapes and sizes, and I'm trying to blend them a little bit into each other to see what works and what doesn't. I'm really happy with how this all worked out. It is like a lot of experimenting to see what does and doesn't work, but the results are really cool. The trick with decorating with these stone pieces is that you need to watch out that you don't overdo it. So sometimes you see me do like a lot of stone decorations on the walls and then remove like half of them because it tends to become very messy if you do too much. But if you do too little, it looks boring. So you need to find a nice spot in between. If I had more time, I would have probably built like a massive castle, but also because the Ashlands are so dangerous and you can see like there's so many enemies and there's just fire spewing from the lava and stuff. Like, it made it hard to build in the area I chose to build. So in the future, when I'm gonna build castles, I probably won't build in the Ashlands, or at least not build near the fireplaces, maybe near the water. But yeah, I'm still really happy with this castle, how it's looking and how it looked at the end. But yeah, building in the Ashlands is pretty difficult, especially with all the fire from the lava. It kept destroying all of my structure. I also think that the old stone and the new stone blend really well, especially in like a more meadows type of castle. I think if you use a little bit more of the old stone on the bottom and then the new stone on top, I think it can give a really nice blend of the two. And then adding the black marble pieces in, like, let's say, different decorated rooms or like the main hall, so, sort of to make that stand out compared to like the other gray pieces. I think those three stone pieces and stuff will work really well together. And then adding in a couple of wood tints here and there, I think that will be, yeah, I think it's gonna look really cool. And eventually I was done, and here's the result.